So, what's FIRREA, and must all appraisals comply with FIRREA? It depends, but don't worry, I'll explain. FIRREA stands for the Financial Institutions Reform, Recovery, and Enforcement Act of 1989, which was passed after the savings and loan crisis to ensure that federally related lenders base their loan decisions on credible, independent, and well-supported appraisals. FIRREA applies to all qualified federally related transactions, or FRTs. Although compliance isn't required for every real estate lending transaction, it sets the standard for how mortgage appraisals are developed, who can perform them, and how they're reviewed. Even when compliance isn't mandatory, many lenders still require it because it represents the gold standard for independence and credibility in residential appraisal. In general, to meet FIRREA's intent, an appraisal must be completed by a state-licensed or certified appraiser, be performed independently of loan production staff, comply with USPAP, and provide a credible market value opinion that meets the FIRREA definition of market value. So, how does NAN ensure those expectations are met? Well, NAN follows appraisal independence requirements, or AIR, for every engagement. We verify each appraiser's active license status and geographic competency and ensure that no one tied to loan production selected or influenced the selection of an appraiser, thus meeting FIRREA's independence requirement. 2, most NAN assignments are completed on the pre-printed GSE appraisal forms. Now, these forms already include the scope of work, market value definition, identification of the intended use and user, and required FIRREA-related certifications which directly align with FIRREA's foundational requirements. 3, before delivery, every report goes through NAN's QC review to confirm it's complete and consistent with USPAP and GSE expectations. The final acceptability review, which determines whether the report meets all regulatory and underwriting requirements, rests with the client's underwriter or their collateral risk review department. And lastly, all communications and documentation are securely stored and retained for a minimum of 5 years, creating the audit trail FIRREA requires for federally related transactions. So, while not every appraisal qualifies as FIRREA compliant, most all reports completed through NAN are developed, reviewed, and delivered to meet credible, independent, and ready for lender review expectations. Got a question? Drop it in the comments for next week's Ask NAN, because the answer to any good question always starts with "it depends."